What I have here today is a couple of shelves that I'm going to replace with some cabinetry. So I'm going to show you a couple methods how to hang some cabinetry, and hopefully this will help you out. I'm going to be hanging a wall cabinet here, so first I'll take down the shelving and then I'll make the layout marks. So what I determined, this happens to be a garage, but if you were going to go all the way to the ceiling with the cabinetry on a wall cabinet, you want to find the lowest point in the ceiling and then go down from there, and the top of the cabinets will be hidden by a piece of trim if the ceiling isn't too level. So what I did here is I went and put a plumb line here down the center of where I want this cabinet to hang, and it's a 27-inch cabinet. Next, what I'm going to do is determine where the stud is, because it's absolutely essential that you put it in the center of the stud when you hang it. So what I'm going to do here is just roughly get the edges of the stud here with this stud finder. Okay, next what I'm going to do is take a drift punch and make sure that I'm in the actual center of the stud. This is a drift punch here. It is flat on the end here. What it'll do is punch a hole right through the drywall and then just bottom out on the edge of the stud, so we can make sure that we have the absolute center of it. If you don't have one of these, you could just take and have a very strong nail and then grind the tip off until it's flush like that. This is a little more sturdy. That's the edge there. So I'll measure in between here, and fortunately that's where our line is for the centering of it. So you want to make sure that you do this on the drywall where it's going to be covered up. And there's two methods to hang the upper cabinets. It would be a wall cabinet. One is to put a cleat down here, and if you're going to cover up the wall with a backsplash and that's fine. The other method is we will cut some wood to jack it up to the line that we're going to hang it at, and we'll go ahead and do that next. So this is where I determined the center of the stud is, and this is actually the center of where we're going to be hanging the cabinet. I located the studs on each side here, made some marks. The front of the face cabinet is 3/16 of an inch larger than the back of the cabinet, and so I measured over, put that line. This happens to be the center of the stud, is right here. And now that we have that, we'll go ahead and measure off the edge from the edge of the cabinet, and that will be 13 1/4 inches in there. We'll transfer that mark to the cabinet, and we'll drill a hole for that. Okay, so I measured over, and there happens to be a 1-inch lip here and then a 3/4 inch top on here. So measure down, and this is where I'm going to drill my first hole. And I'm going to put a cleat on the inside there, since this is press board here. And I'm going to put that cleat on the inside of the cabinet to give it a little extra strength, since this is being installed in a garage. So I'll go ahead and drill that hole there, and then I'll measure out for the other ones and mark those as well. Okay, I have the holes drilled here, and I will go ahead and place the wall cabinet on a couple of pieces of wood that we can adjust the height of what we want. So you want to cut the wood a little longer than what you're going to be having your level line at. So one method is to put a cleat on the bottom here, and then you'll have holes to patch, or if you have a backsplash that you're putting up, no problem. So this is the level line that we're going to be installing it at, and you want to place your things here, and then you can kick them, raise it up or kick it out a little bit, and go ahead and lower it. That's what we'll do. Okay, here's our level line. I got these two pieces of wood here. It's level. This is our plumb line that I made, and we're right on that one. So I'll go ahead and secure the cabinet to the wall, and it should go right into the stud. I have a couple of shims here. This one happens to be a composite shim, and this one here, if you take and put your level on the wall, a lot of times they are not plumb, and so you would have to shim your cabinet out either on the bottom or the top. You just simply put the shim in there, and then after it's behind the cabinet, you would just take and score it with a razor knife, and then snap it off. And you want these to be wedged in there, and either shoot a nail through it, or you need to shoot your screw through it to keep it from shrinking and falling down. Okay, what we'll do is we'll drill some holes for the door pulls here, and I happen to have a little template that we just go ahead and mark it. If not, you'd want to determine, measure how wide this is, and then get the center, and then how far you want it from the end. And I'm just going to use this thing here, and then we'll go ahead and drill the holes, and then mount the hardware. Okay, what I have here is a very straight edge board, and I'm going to install a cleat here and then put the cabinets on top of that. And what I have it here is level. I'm just going to put a couple of finish nails in here since it's a garage. Put this cleat on there, and then we'll hang the cabinets off of that. Okay, since we're going to be joining two cabinets together, I secured this one exactly the same way as the other one. What we'll do is we're going to drill a hole through this face frame this way, so we can clamp it together, and it'll have a nice flush finish on the end, on the face of it. So I'm just going to drill two holes, and then we're going to join them with a screw. Okay, I removed the doors here. What we're going to do is make this face frame flush. We're going to squeeze it together. When you install your screws up here, you just have them not all the way tight. and that'll assist in go ahead and get this face frame here. So wherever your holes are, you want to make sure that you don't put your clamp in front of it. Make it nice and level on the bottom. That's where it's going to be seen a lot. You don't want it all sawtooth. So that's flush, and then you want the face of it flush as well. Then I'll go ahead and shoot some screws in through here. Now that they're up here and secured, we can go ahead and take our cleat off. And then we can put our handles on. If you're going to put base cabinets down, you need to find the highest point in the floor and then shim your cabinets up to that so the countertop is level on that. And you do it very similar to the way we did it up here.